In a world marked by conflict and natural disasters, today's news covers significant events that shape our global landscape. From a deadly volcanic eruption in Indonesia to escalating tensions between Iran and the United States, the ramifications are far-reaching. Here are today's top 10 stories you need to know. Recent advancements in technology are reshaping the landscape of warfare, with new tools and strategies emerging on the battlefield. Innovations such as drone technology and cyber warfare capabilities are revolutionizing military operations. Nations are investing heavily in research and development to enhance their military capabilities, raising concerns about an arms race. The implications of these technological advancements extend beyond national security, affecting global stability. As countries develop and deploy these technologies, the potential for conflict increases, leading to calls for international regulations. The discourse around military technology is becoming increasingly complex, with ethical considerations at the forefront. As we look to the future, the role of technology in warfare will be a critical factor in international relations and conflict resolution. International relations are experiencing significant shifts as countries reassess their alliances and strategies. Recent developments in trade agreements and military partnerships highlight the changing landscape of global diplomacy. As nations navigate complex geopolitical challenges, there's a growing emphasis on multilateral cooperation. The impact of these changes is felt across various sectors, from security to economic collaboration. Analysts are observing how emerging powers are asserting themselves on the global stage, leading to a reevaluation of traditional alliances. These dynamics suggest that the next few years will be pivotal in shaping the future of international relations. As nations engage in negotiations and dialogues, the outcomes will influence global stability and prosperity. The international community is urged to remain vigilant and adaptive to these evolving circumstances. The global supply chain remains under significant strain as disruptions continue to affect various industries. Recent reports indicate that delays in shipping and production are leading to shortages of essential goods. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted vulnerabilities in the supply chain, which are exacerbated by ongoing conflicts and geopolitical tensions. Businesses are struggling to adapt to these challenges, with many facing increased costs and longer lead times. Consumers are beginning to feel the impact as prices for everyday items rise due to supply constraints. Companies are reevaluating their sourcing strategies and exploring local production options to mitigate risks. As the situation evolves, experts warn that these disruptions could have lasting effects on global trade and economic growth. Stakeholders are urged to consider innovative solutions to enhance resilience in the supply chain. The coming months will be crucial in determining how effectively industries can recover from these challenges. Governments worldwide are revisiting climate change policies in light of recent environmental data indicating accelerated climate impacts. Reports suggest that extreme weather events have become more frequent, prompting a reevaluation of existing strategies to combat climate change. International summits are being held to discuss collective actions and commitments to reduce carbon emissions. This renewed focus comes as countries face mounting pressure from citizens and environmental groups demanding more aggressive measures. Key industries are being urged to adapt to sustainable practices as governments contemplate stricter regulations. The potential economic implications of transitioning to green energy are significant, with both opportunities and challenges on the horizon. As nations grapple with balancing economic growth and environmental sustainability, the outcomes of these discussions could shape future policies for years to come. Stakeholders are closely watching these developments, knowing that timely and effective action is crucial to mitigate climate-related risks. As conflicts rage in various regions, humanitarian crises are deepening, affecting millions of people. Reports indicate that access to basic necessities such as food, water, and medical care is increasingly limited in war-torn areas. Organizations dedicated to humanitarian aid are struggling to deliver assistance due to ongoing violence and logistical challenges. The United Nations has called for an urgent response to address the dire conditions faced by civilians caught in the crossfire. In many regions, families are being forced to flee their homes, leading to a surge in displaced populations. This situation is not only a humanitarian disaster, but also a strain on neighboring countries that are hosting refugees. The international community has been urged to step up its efforts to provide relief and support to those affected. As discussions around ceasefires and peace negotiations continue, the need for immediate action becomes more critical. The coming months will determine whether adequate support can reach those in desperate need. The ongoing conflicts in various regions are beginning to show significant economic repercussions globally. Economists warn that the escalation of tensions, particularly in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, is causing instability in energy markets. Oil prices have surged in recent weeks, driven by fears of supply disruptions. This volatility affects not only producers but also consumers, as fuel prices rise worldwide. Additionally, countries reliant on energy imports are exploring alternatives to mitigate the impact. The conflict in Ukraine, coupled with military actions in Iran, has created a sense of urgency among governments and businesses alike. Analysts predict that if these conflicts continue, the economic fallout could lead to inflation and reduced growth rates in many economies. Businesses are already feeling the strain, with supply chains disrupted and costs rising. As governments respond with policy adjustments, the interconnectedness of the global economy means that repercussions will likely be felt far and wide. The next few months will be critical as nations navigate the complexities of conflict and economic stability. In a significant military escalation, a U.S. fighter jet launched an attack on Iranian targets in a contested region. This action has heightened tensions between the two nations, which have been at odds over various geopolitical issues. The attack was reportedly in response to provocations that have increased in recent weeks, leading to condemnation from Iranian officials. The U.S. military stated that the operation was a defensive measure aimed at protecting its interests and allies in the region. This incident underscores the fragile situation in the Middle East, where any military action risks broader conflict. Analysts fear that this could lead to retaliatory actions from Iran, further complicating an already tense environment. The international community is watching closely, as the potential for escalation could impact global oil markets and security arrangements. As both countries remain at odds, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation are urgently needed. The coming days will be crucial in determining whether further military actions will occur or if dialogue can be achieved. In a surprising statement, Russian President Vladimir Putin suggested that the war in Ukraine may be coming to an end. This remark comes amid ongoing fighting and geopolitical tensions that have persisted for over 2 years. Putin's comments raise questions about the future of the conflict and the potential for peace negotiations. Analysts are divided on the implications of this announcement, with some viewing it as a genuine signal for de-escalation, while others see it as a strategic move to strengthen Russia's position in negotiations. The conflict has caused widespread devastation, displacing millions and leading to economic turmoil both in Ukraine and globally. If discussions progress, there could be significant shifts in military strategies and international alliances. However, skepticism remains high among Western nations, which have called for a complete withdrawal of Russian forces from Ukrainian territory. As the world watches closely, the next steps taken by both Russia and Ukraine will be critical in determining the trajectory of this conflict. Iran has officially sent its response to a U.S. proposal aimed at ending the ongoing conflict via a mediator, Pakistan. This development signifies a pivotal moment in the long-standing tensions between the two nations, which have been marked by hostility and mutual distrust for decades. The U.S. proposal, reportedly sent last month, seeks to de-escalate military actions and foster dialogue, reflecting a shift in approach amid rising geopolitical concerns. Iran's response indicates a willingness to engage in negotiations, yet the complexities of past interactions raise questions about the potential for a breakthrough. Analysts suggest that this could pave the way for a thaw in relations, particularly due to Pakistan's historical ties to Iran and the United States, positioning it as a credible mediator. The international community is closely monitoring the situation, recognizing that a successful resolution could enhance regional stability and diminish the risk of broader conflict. However, skepticism persists as previous negotiations have often faltered. As both sides prepare for further discussions, the implications of this proposal could fundamentally reshape security dynamics and economic partnerships in the Middle East, with the next round of talks expected to occur within weeks, potentially setting a new diplomatic course. In a tragic incident, a volcano erupted in Indonesia, resulting in the deaths of several hikers and prompting immediate rescue operations. The eruption caught many by surprise, as it occurred without significant warning. Authorities reported that the volcano had shown minor activity in the weeks leading up to the event, but no serious alerts were issued. This lack of warning led to a large number of hikers being present in the area, many of whom were unaware of the potential dangers associated with volcanic activity. Emergency responders have been deployed to search for additional survivors and provide aid to those affected. This catastrophic event has not only caused a heartbreaking loss of life, but has also raised serious concerns about the monitoring of volcanic activity in popular hiking regions. Indonesia, home to numerous active volcanoes, relies heavily on accurate forecasting to protect its citizens and tourists. The government has vowed to review its emergency protocols and improve communication about natural disasters. The impact of this disaster extends beyond the immediate area, significantly affecting tourism and local economies that thrive on outdoor activities. Moving forward, experts emphasize the urgent need for enhanced preparedness and awareness regarding volcanic eruptions in Indonesia, particularly in regions frequented by hikers and tourists. The government is expected to implement stricter safety measures to prevent future tragedies. Thank you for watching today's news roundup. Which story shocked you the most? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.